Hey, welcome back to Speak English in the USA. I'm Alex, and we have got an incredible episode lined up for you today.
And I'm Taylor. So if you've ever walked into a restaurant in the United States and felt nervous, not quite sure what to say, how to order, or how to ask for the check, today's episode is going to change that for you completely.
That's right, we're doing full restaurant English today, from the moment you walk through the door to the moment you leave. Real phrases, repeat after me practice, pronunciation coaching, and real insider tips on American restaurant culture. Let's get into it.
All right, part one. Alex and I are going to act out a real restaurant conversation. I want you to just listen right now. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just feel the rhythm. Feel the tone of how Americans talk in restaurants. We'll break it all down after. Ready, Alex?
Ready. I'll be the server. Taylor's our customer. Here we go. Hi there. Welcome in. How many in your party today?
Hi, table for two, please.
Of course. Right this way. Can I start you off with something to drink?
Yes, please. I'd like a water and a lemonade.
Perfect. Are you ready to order, or do you need a few more minutes?
Could I see the menu one more time? I think I'm almost ready.
Absolutely. Take your time. Okay, what can I get for you?
I'd like to order the grilled chicken sandwich, please. And can I get that without onions?
No problem at all. Anything else I can get for you?
Actually, can I get a refill on my lemonade? And when you get a chance, could we get the check, please?
Of course. I'll bring that right out. Here's your check. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much.
And scene. Did you notice a few things? Taylor used polite, natural phrases the whole time. Table for two, please. Could I see the menu? I'd like to order. Simple, warm, and exactly what Americans say every single day.
Right. Notice how I used could I and I'd like instead of give me or I want. That small change makes you sound so much more natural and polite. Also, I asked for a modification. Can I get that without onions? Americans do this all the time, and restaurants totally expect it.
Exactly. Great stuff. Okay, now it is your turn. Repeat after me mode. Just open your mouth and go for it. No one's judging you. Let's do this.
That's right. We'll say each phrase clearly, give you a moment to repeat, then say it once more slowly. Ready? Here is phrase number one.
Table for two, please. Table for two, please.
Table for two, please. Nice. Feel how those words flow together? Table for two is almost one smooth phrase. Great start.
All right, number two. Could I see the menu? Could I see the menu? Go ahead, say it.
Could I see the menu? Excellent. Now, did you notice that could I sounds a little like coulda I in natural speech? We're going to talk a lot more about that in the pronunciation section, but keep that in the back of your mind.
Ooh, yes, that linking thing is so important. Okay, phrase three. I'd like to order. I'd like to order. Your turn.
I'd like. Perfect. I'd like is so much softer and more natural than just I want. Use this one every single time you order food.
You're doing great. Number four. Can I get a refill? Can I get a refill? Go ahead.
Can I get a refill? Yes. Remember, in many American restaurants, refills on soda or iced tea are free. So go ahead and ask. Don't be shy.
Ha! Always ask for that refill. Okay, phrase five. This is a great one. Could I have this to go? Could I have this to go? Repeat after me.
Could I have this to go? Beautiful.
To go means you want to take your food with you in a box. You might also hear people say, "Can I get a to-go box?" Same meaning, totally natural.
Love that one. Number 6. Perfect if you're eating out with a friend. Can we split the check? Can we split the check? Say it.
Can we split the check? Great. Splitting the check means each person pays for their own portion. This is very common in the US, especially among friends. Your server will usually be happy to help with that.
All right, almost done. Number 7. Could we get the check, please? Could we get the check, please? Your turn. Say it out loud.
Could we get the check, please? Perfect. And this is important. In the US, we say check, not bill. We'll remind you again in our tips section, but start training your brain now. Check, not bill. Check.
Check. Yes, write that one down. Okay, last phrase. This one is a little longer, but it is so useful. Excuse me, I think this was meant for another table. Excuse me, I think this was meant for another table. Go for it.
Excuse me, I think this was meant for another table.
Amazing job! 8 phrases in the bag. Seriously, if you spoke all of those out loud, you should feel really good right now. That takes courage, and you did it. Now let's talk about how to say these phrases like a true native speaker. Pronunciation coaching time.
Yes, this is where many learners get stuck. They know the words, but something sounds a little off. Usually it comes down to one thing: linking. In natural American English, we don't say every word separately and clearly. We connect them together.
Exactly. Take could I. Said slowly, you get could I. 2 separate words. But a native speaker says, could I? Could I see the menu? The D and the I blend together. That's linking.
And can I works the same way. It becomes almost can I, and getta becomes getta. Can I get a refill? That's real, natural American English. Once you understand the pattern, it starts to make sense.
Right. One of the most common mistakes is being too precise, saying every single syllable with equal weight, like could I have this to go. It sounds robotic, and it actually makes you harder to understand because native speakers aren't used to hearing English spoken that way.
So the fix is relax. Let the sounds flow from one word into the next. It feels a little weird at first, but with practice, it becomes natural. And here's a big tip. Stress the important words, not all the words.
Yes, in I'd like to order the grilled chicken sandwich, you stress grilled, chicken, and sandwich. The small words fade into the background. That's the natural rhythm of American English. Content words pop out, connecting words fade.
And one more tip, your voice going up or down matters a lot. When you ask a question politely, your voice rises slightly at the end. Could I see the menu? That upward lift signals friendliness and politeness to your server. It makes a big difference.
And don't underestimate smiling when you speak. It literally changes the sound of your voice. American restaurant culture is warm and friendly, and a smile with a natural tone goes a very long way.
Absolutely. Okay, are you feeling warmed up? It's challenge round time, part 4. Fast native speaker practice. You are going to keep up with us. Let's go.
Table for 2, please.
Could I see the menu?
I'd like to order.
Can I get a refill?
Could I have this to go?
Can we split the check?
Could we get the check, please?
Excuse me, I think this was meant for another table.
Yes, round 2. Even faster. Let's go. Table for 2, please.
Could I see the menu?
I'd like to order.
Can I get a refill?
Could I have this to go?
Can we split the check?
Could we get the check, please?
Excuse me, I think this was meant for another table.
Yes, you did it. If you kept up with that, you can walk into any restaurant in the United States and handle yourself with total confidence. That is huge. Be proud of yourself.
Amazing work. We have one more section. Super practical American restaurant tips that might surprise you if you're new to eating out in the US. Let's get into it.
Okay, tip number 1, and this is a big one we already touched on. Americans say check, not bill. In the UK and many other countries, you ask for the bill. In the US, it's always the check. Could we get the check, please? That's your phrase. If you say bill, people will understand you, but check is what sounds natural here.
Tip number 2, tipping. In the United States, tipping your server is expected. It is part of the culture. A standard tip is 15 to 20%. Servers often earn a lower base wage and rely on tips as a major part of their income, so always plan for that extra amount.
Tip number 3, asking for water. In the US, tap water is almost always free. Just say, "Can I get some water, please?" and your server will bring it right over. No pressure, no awkwardness.
Tip number 4, getting your server's attention. Make eye contact, give a small wave, and say, "Excuse me," with a smile. And that's it. Do not snap your fingers and don't shout across the restaurant. That is considered quite rude in American culture, and it might get you slower service.
Ah, yes. Eye contact, small wave, "Excuse me," that's the move. And tip number 5, don't be afraid to ask for modifications. "Can I get that without onions? Could I have the dressing on the side?" Americans do this constantly. Restaurants expect it, and a good server will never make you feel bad for asking.
Exactly. You're a paying customer. Just ask politely using could I or can I, and you'll be just fine. Those 5 tips will make your entire restaurant experience in the US so much smoother.
All right, and that brings us to the end of today's episode of Speak English in the USA. You covered so much ground: a full restaurant conversation, 8 key phrases with repeat after me practice, pronunciation coaching, a fast speaker challenge round, and 5 real American tips.
If this episode helped you, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep making free English lessons for you. And leave us a comment telling us your favorite phrase from today. Whatever stuck with you. Write it down. We read every single comment.
The best way to lock these phrases in is to actually use them. Next time you go to a restaurant, try at least one phrase from today. You might surprise yourself with how natural it feels. We believe in you.
We'll see you in the next episode. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep going. You've got this.
See you next time.